I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, September the 19th. And speaking of DV Auction, if you guys have a production sale late this fall or early next year, and you want us to come in there and do video work, broadcast that thing and take bids over the internet, you need to get in touch with us. Even if you got a sale early next spring, it's not too early to get it signed up and get everything scheduled, because it'll get real cluttered starting early next spring. But looking at your commercial cattle market here, Tuesday is kind of a slower day. We know we're not going to have any fat cattle trade. We've got some good auctions to talk about, but none of our big mainline sales that we rely on to check the market each and every week. But it was kind of a good day to stop and smell the roses on how much market position that we've gained here just in the last couple of weeks, especially on feeder cattle. Feeder cattle were very strong in the sales that were quoted on Tuesday. And the board was down a little bit, more so on your feeder cattle, but that feeder cattle deal can get very volatile, and it doesn't bother people if it doesn't go down, more than a couple of dollars. But October live cattle futures down 20 cents at 113.22. December down 12 at 117.97. Now your feeder cattle, October down $1.15 at 158.02. Spot September is down $1.50. Once upon a time, that was the limit. That's how things have changed. Now it's at $4.50, but down $1.50. That's not the end of the world. It'll probably be up that much here on Wednesday. But ending the day with September feeders at 155.82. Your fat cattle trade, everybody just kind of absorbing what happened last week. We were not quite prepared for the volume, just over 100,000 that sold $3 higher, and more than that in the Northern Plains. But a little bit of cleanup on Monday in the Northern Plains, mostly Nebraska, and mostly at 111.50, so that was good. But just very, very quiet on Tuesday. Nothing going on anywhere. But I think that we should shoot for another dollar or two, and at the least be steady this week and hold on to that gain. But this market is moving upwards, guys. Box beef cutout values are backing up a little bit seasonally, continuing to really putting a crunch on some of those greasy margins that the packers been working on here all summer long. But choice cuts late in the day on Tuesday, 205.29 down 75 cents. Selects at 195.47 down $1.91 on a good movement of 174 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds just on a one-day movement there. And that gives you a good idea that your purchasers are thinking that this deal is about to kind of bottom out. They know seasonally that it comes down a little bit on September, and then it'll start moving back up as we get closer to the holiday season. So they're going to come in there and buy a larger portion of that product as they think that it's getting close to the bottom. But look at your feeder cattle markets. On Tuesday, OKC West, 3,000 head there. Calves $3 to $6 higher, off a good sale there on their calf sale, and they have a big yearling sale here today on Wednesday. West Plains, Missouri, Ozarks Regional Stockyards, 3,300 head there. Feeders there, $2 to $3 higher. Calves steady to $5 higher. It's just higher everywhere, guys. St. Joe Stockyards having their big Customer Appreciation Day. They'll have 2,000 plus there on Wednesday in St. Joe, Missouri. The commission guys said I had to mention that they are having their barbecue special, but a lot of those sales have to have ribeye steak sandwiches and things like that. But in St. Joe, they're able to get the same thing done with just cheeseburgers. So that's a good deal, and I'm not sure whose fault that is, but we got to rub Mark Service a little bit on that. Because they are having barbecue sales all over the country. Alma, Nebraska had their barbecue sale on Tuesday. 58 steers bring 925 pounds at 154. Talk about West Plains again. Ozarks Regional Stockyards had 100 head, 660 pounds at 169. And that is extreme south central Missouri, guys, right on the Arkansas border nearly. Kingsville, Missouri, just south and east of Kansas City there, had a heck of a sale on Tuesday. Look at this string of heifers 83 head of heifers weighed 701 at 160. That's a heifer, guys. And then the big string that finish it off, Fredonia, Kansas, Fredonia Livestock Auction there, 119 head of steers weighed 857 at 157.5. And that's your feeder flash for Wednesday.